Cruise news time. Well, finally, Norwegian Cruise Line is back in the game. There is so much cruise restart news popping off that this show should be pretty jam-packed. And there's a lot of things I want to talk about. So let's talk about it. Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to Lido, Loca. I'm your host, Tony, here with the latest cruise news updates. Well, I've got information about Norwegian restarting. I've got information about Disney health protocols. I've got information about other cruise lines that are starting up. There's a lot to talk about. So buckle up, get a snack, do whatever you have to do. Please watch this video all the way to the end. It helps me out a whole lot if you do that. And yeah, so let me just give it to you. The lead story here is that after 500 days, Norwegian Cruise Line finally has a cruise ship in service with paying passengers, and it's taking off not from the US, it's taking off over in Greece. It's one of the first cruise lines to port in Athens, Piraeus. And so yes, the cruise restart happening for Norwegian. The Norwegian Jade now doing Mediterranean cruises. Started on Sunday, Mediterranean cruises. Finally, everybody's asking, where's Norwegian at? What's happening? We're still waiting for them to restart here in the US. But much like other companies, they've started abroad and then they've started in the US. So all you Norwegian fans, at least you got a ship in the water. I was getting a little concerned, like, is this bode for something not well for Norwegian since nothing was happening? But at least now they have a cruise ship in the water. Now, in addition to Norwegian starting up over the weekend, we do have a couple restarts from the US for two other cruise lines, Holland America and Princess. They're both starting their cruises to Alaska out of Seattle. Holland America started on Sunday, Princess starting on Monday. And yes, so now we've got Holland America, we got Princess back in the mix. They will begin their Alaska season. So Alaska season starting late, but we do have that Passenger Vessel Services Act exemption, and now there can be cruises from Seattle to Alaska without stopping in Canada. And Holland America and Princess, they're now doing those cruises with paying passengers, Seattle to Alaska. So that's three cruise lines that have restarted over the weekend that haven't been sailing, but wait, there's more. That's right, the little cruise line that could, Bahamas Paradise, took their one cruise ship out, the Grand Classico, with paying passengers down there from Palm Beach, going to Freeport, Bahamas, and they're coming back today, coming back on Monday. So Bahamas Paradise back in the game with the Grand Classica. And I would be remiss if I did not mention this story since I'm on the Celebrity Edge. Celebrity also putting another ship into service over the weekend. I went out from Port Everglades on Saturday on the Edge, and then on Sunday the Celebrity Equinox entered into service. So another one of Celebrity's cruise ships up and going here in the US. Now, I do want to have some follow-up conversation about the story yesterday about the CDC potentially putting masks back in place on cruise ships where masks are not in place right now. I also want to talk about Disney's health protocols and a couple more things. But before I do that, quickly let me invite you to subscribe. If you like staying up to date with everything that's going on in cruising, please consider subscribing with the notification bell on. That way you don't miss out on any of these episodes. First, let's talk about the Disney health protocols. Disney released their protocols for their August sailings out of the US, and to no surprise, it's going to be a cruise where there's going to be a mix of vaccinated and unvaccinated passengers. The unvaccinated passengers primarily made up of kids, and so they have their health protocols. The health protocols align with this idea of vaccinated and unvaccinated people cruising together. It means there's going to be masks inside except when you're eating and drinking, but you have to wear a mask all the time inside. You don't have to wear the mask outside. You don't have to wear the mask in your cabin. And then the other big notable thing for Disney, which is the character meet and greet. And so this is usually a big deal for Disney where you can meet Mickey Mouse or Captain America. There will be no character meet and greets on Disney cruises in the short term as they restart. Disney, like other cruise lines that are servicing unvaccinated guests, are charging unvaccinated guests more money. If you're over 12 years old and you're unvaccinated, you have to take a test at your own expense, bring a negative test to the cruise terminal. You also, if you're in Florida, you have to buy cruise insurance and bring proof of insurance to the cruise terminal. Like any of these other cruise lines, the details are very important. And so if you're cruising on Disney and you have concerns, make sure that you are paying close attention to the information that they give you. And if you have any questions, reach out to your cruise line to find out exactly what you need. And quickly, let me hit on this story we talked about yesterday for those cruise lines in Florida that are sailing that choose not to voluntarily follow the guidelines of the conditional sail order. Remember, Florida sued the CDC over the conditional sail order, looking for an injunction against the conditional sail order so that the conditional sail order would not be the kind of the rules there in Florida, only recommendations. They won that case, and so in response to that, the CDC said, fine. If you don't want to follow the conditional sail order, remember, inside the conditional sail order is where we said that at the discretion of the cruise line, they could have vaccinated people masked or unmasked inside. Well, if you don't want to follow the conditional sail order, then we'll just go with the broader national mask rule for transportation, and you can wear a mask. How about that? As I said in the show yesterday, I think most cruise lines will voluntarily follow the conditional sail order, so it makes the whole Florida case kind of interesting. If the cruise lines are just going to follow the conditional sail order, then what was the point of getting an injunction against the conditional sail order? Let me say a couple things. The cruise lines are for-profit business. The amount of people that want to cruise unvaccinated are a minority. So for me, it doesn't make sense that the cruise lines would put their profits at risk to somehow philosophically stand with the minority and fight the man when it comes to vaccine regulations or when it comes to the conditional sail order. I just don't think it's going to happen. The cruise lines are getting restarted. They've been working with the CDC. They want that to continue. I would assume that most cruise lines will voluntarily follow the recommendations of the CDC, and hopefully that keeps vaccinated people that don't want to cruise with a mask. Hopefully that keeps that option open to them. But yeah, only time will tell. But I just want to add that little bit of clarification. This is primarily for Florida at this point because that was the state that sued the CDC, but it could be seen as precedent, and maybe other states will sue to get the CDC out of their cruise business. But again, it's kind of a hollow victory if all of the cruise lines voluntarily decide to follow the conditional sail order anyways. None of the cruise lines joined in that suit, that lawsuit, and so yeah, interesting. We'll continue to watch it. Boom, that's a big old pile of cruise news. Question for the comments is this: which one of these news stories was the most important to you? Are you glad to see Norwegian back in the game? Any of it. What do you think about the Disney protocols? Leave a comment below. Thank you so much for checking out the show today. Please hit the like button, or you're going to go to make pancakes and you're going to have pancake mix that requires eggs, but you thought you had pancake mix and all you had to do was add water, and you won't be able to have pancakes. That's what happens if you don't hit the like button. But hit the like button. This is Tony with Lido, Loca, and until the next time, we'll see you on the Lido. Bye.